Hello, Alexander. How you doing? All right. Thank you for including your animated GIF here. It looks fantastic. And thanks so much for including this written rationale here, describing your experience with the assignment. This is really fantastic stuff. Thank you so much for being so detailed here. Um, Started from the ground with the images. Okay, so when I built this AI, I created a new document in Photoshop to resize the background image and the masked couple image to fit how I wanted rather than just resizing the magazine. And I basically started from the ground up with the images. I'm just wondering, did you use the crop technique, that technique that I had demonstrated in the video tutorial located in the announcements? Basically what that crop technique does is it you can set your crop tool in Photoshop, even though your magazine ad is set at 8.5 by 11 at 300 ppi. You can jump right in there, select your crop tool, change the parameters to 1280 by 300 at pixels at 150 ppi. That is the required size for the banner ad, and then you can just crop the portion of the image that you want to use. And it's just a fantastic tool. It's one that if you didn't use, if you went and cropped this manually in Photoshop, try this technique. I use it all day long. And it's just basically, again, it's using the crop tool to set the height, width, and resolution of the crop, and it will go ahead and crop it at that height, width, and resolution. So you can bring that right in to the banner ad. So just was a little bit unsure if you were using that technique, and that's based on this writing right here. So let me know if you didn't use that technique. And again, that's covered in the course announcements, week 5 announcement, how to create the banner ad from your magazine ad. Okay, the banner ad itself, I think, looks fantastic. We can take that and open that up in a browser so we get a better view. Yes, that's much more dramatic with the black background, isn't it? So let's go over here, and what we'll do is we'll just reduce the size of this window so we can see it. And basically, I think it's a really great start. It is. I just want to get all right. That's perfect right there. Okay, it's a fantastic start, and I think that you've got a good idea of setting up the page in terms of good balance and page mechanics. However, there are a couple of things that I would recommend. This headline, subhead right here, I would go ahead and align it. I would go ahead and align that right underneath. There's really no reason to indent that, and basically it just creates an unnecessary eye movement. Instead of moving down the page and following that beautiful left margin, the viewer is forced to read this and then come back and get this kind of weird negative space right here before getting to the subhead. For that reason, I recommend aligning the subhead with, left aligning the subhead with the headline. This is a really unusual place for a logo. And I say that because it's, sorry about that. It's a really unusual placement for a logo, dead center. It adds a lot of visual weight down here, and plus it's just not the best place for branding purposes. One of the corners is definitely a better location for the logo, and specifically I am very, very big on placing logos in the lower right-hand corner of the ads, magazine and web banner, because that's the exit area anyways. Most viewers will start into a composition here and then read to the right and move down, moving to the right, logically making this the area that they would exit. We can use our exit strategy and reinforce the branding by placing the logo down there. It's going to entail a little bit of restructuring. What I would do is I would take this image right here, this is your masked image, and I would just reflect it so it's turned backwards. So now they're on this side looking this way instead of this side looking this way, right? They'll be over here looking this way. Then we'll take the logo, move it right over here to the lower right-hand corner, and then that's really it. I mean, you're set from there. At this point, you don't need to include the URL in a banner ad, because most web viewers know that if you click the banner ad, you're going to the site anyways. So you can save a step. Don't even need to include the URL. But I definitely would include the location, St. Thomas VI. That's relevant because that could cause some activity in clicking the banner, and that's your job as a designer is getting the viewer to click the banner. Once they click the banner, your job is done, right? Okay, so again, in summary, alignment right here. Move the masked image from the right side of the composition to the left side. Move the lower logo to the lower right side, and then take this Amethyst Bay, this location, and you can even place it in the middle or up here or even right here. It's going to be small enough It's just going to say, located in beautiful St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, or just located in St. Thomas, VI, whatever. Just giving that geographic location, I think, is going to help. And that's it. That's it. Other than that, I think it's solid. Good. One other thing you might consider is quite typically this kind of blinking text isn't the most relaxing. And since we're promoting a relaxing atmosphere here at Amethyst Bay, it might behoove you to fade this text in and fade it out. Fade it in. Take the whole group. You can just take that whole group, or you can do it line by line if you'd like. Fade it in and fade it out. See what I'm saying? So you can fade in the first line, let it stay. Then fade in the second line, let it stay. Then fade in the third line, let the whole thing stay. Then fade it out and immediately start that loop back again, so there's no period of time where there's no text visible. Does that make sense? All right, so that's it. Those are my recommendations. I'd like to see those reflected. If you want to run this by me before final submission coming up here in week 7, then please do so. I'll be glad to make additional comments before your final submission. All right, very good. Very good work. Thank you so much. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Great job. Thanks.